Hello, my name is Linus and I have Asperger syndrome, and I want to talk about a topic today that is depression. However, not really, because I've talked about that before in that video. If I remember to link it, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about why it seems like smart people are more depressed than dumb people. And that's something that's like it's been joked about, it's been pointed out, it's a thing how smart people seem to be more depressed than dumb people. You could do statistics on that, I'm sure, but I don't think it would actually help much because it's not about IQ, it's about something else. I want to talk about why that seems to be and why Aspies seems to be have a disposition against depression, if you will. So here goes. The reason why I think Aspies and smart people get depressed easily is because we brood. We think too much. And it's like that's obvious. If you're smart, you think and you think too much and you brood. Like you can't get away from that. You can't think and not get broody, because when you think about why stuff is. What if this happened, or how things are going, and most of the time there's no good answer for life's questions. You won't just, nobody sits down and thinks for a while and just go, you know what, I can solve all of my problems today and I will, the end, and then feel better. Most of the time you sit and think about problems that you have and you might not even find a solution and you feel bad. You brood. And nobody wants to be a broodling. So here's my opinion on the thing, hoping that it will help. Yeah, I've always had this problem. I've always overthought things. And overthinking is quite literally the root of all evil, if you ask me. Well, internal evil. Anyway, man, it was deep. Okay, so I remember the exact moment I thought of this. I was 15 or so. I don't remember my age. But I was going to daycare, or not daycare, it was like one of those places my mom sent me to take care of me. I was a youth, whatever. I was 15, I was going there, and I was just like thinking about shit, and it was making me sad, and I was like, you know what, it would be so much easier if I was just dumb, if I was one of those other people, the dumb people. I wouldn't think so much, I would just feel happier, like I wouldn't worry about things, I would just be a happier person. Wouldn't that be great? But there's no way of doing that, and thinking that made me sad because I was overthinking about how bad it is to overthink. I was making myself feel bad about how I couldn't be dumb, when in reality the solution wasn't to be dumb and therefore wouldn't be able to overthink. The solution is don't think so much about stuff. Or worry, rather. The real solution, the real moral is don't worry, be happy. As difficult as that is. Here's the bottom line. If you're depressed or just worrying about stuff, it's literally all in your head. Some people have like chemical imbalances, and if you're depressed, that can cause chemical imbalances where your brain kind of keeps you in a downward spiral towards depression and so on. But it's still in your head. It's your brain is thinking bad stuff, and therefore you're sad. It's not your body making your brain think about anything. Even if you have the worst life imaginable, you can still be positive about things. So by being negative, you're making yourself more sad, because you're sitting around brooding and you're gloomy and you're just making yourself feel worse, and then your self-esteem goes down, and you just can't get out of that. The problem that Aspies have is that we have something called high functioning Asperger syndrome, which means that we're by definition a bit smarter than others. So we brood more, and we have this thing where we kind of are hard heads. We like to think that we're right all the time, which is ironic because we're also questioning ourselves a lot, which you'd think you wouldn't if you think you're right all the time. It's another side of thinking too much. And I know this is true because I get a lot of comments and mails from people writing a long message about stuff that they've thought a lot about, when in reality a normal person would just kind of be like, I'm sure that's fine kind of situation. Like, they would shrug it off. Aspies don't seem to do that as much. And since we always think we're right, or at least we want to find what's right because right is right and that's the logical option, why would you pick the illogical wrong one? Meaning that when we have an opinion, we feel that that's the opinion that we should have, and therefore we don't want to change our mind, because if changing your mind implies that you were wrong, and being wrong is illogical. Point is, we're hard heads. We don't like changing our minds. We don't like change. So once we start brooding about things, we're telling ourselves we're bad. Even if you don't use those words, you're like, oh, what if I had done this? I should have done that. Or what if this didn't happen to me? Everything would be better. You're telling yourself that you're in a bad spot and that you're doing bad choices, which isn't necessarily true. And you're just making yourself feel worse about it. You're literally bringing yourself down because you don't want to change your mind about how you feel about yourself. When you're depressed, especially, you don't want to change your mind about how you suck. You're like, oh, I suck. Everyone dislikes me. That's just how it is. And then someone goes, no, I like you, and you're like, yeah. And that's a horrible thing. You should think less. However, the real secret and the tricky part is simply thinking as much as you want, but worrying less and being happy. That's what I think my brother is trying to do. And I hope he's succeeding, because I don't talk to him a lot, but he doesn't have really much of a income and a job and stuff, and I just feel like, oh, you should get somewhere in your life. And then he's like, no, I just take walks in the woods, and it's like, if that's what makes him happy, who am I to argue? Kind of thing. Just do whatever makes you happy, and don't worry about the stuff that makes you not happy, because worrying will just make you not happy. Especially don't worry about worrying too much, like I've been doing. I'm gonna try to better myself on that, because I today realized that when I was thinking about that story, when I was 15, how I was worrying about worrying, and ever since then I've been feeling bad about thinking too much, and I could have just not thought about that. That's how sad it is. Anyway, I hope I help someone with these videos. If you disagree, then let me know. Or if you have something relatable, let me know, because I keep mentioning comments I get, because it helps me get a good in look of the Aspie mind. So let me know and share this video and thumb me up, because it helps me grow. And that's the end of the video. I'm really bad at ending videos, so bye. Minha paixão.